You're listening to the All Day Ruckoff podcast, episode number 82. Welcome to the All Day Ruckoff podcast, episode number 82. This is your host, Brian, and I wanted to thank you so much for tuning in. The All Day Ruckoff podcast focuses on the GRT and rucking community and includes interviews, motivation, and advice to keep you informed and get you ready for your next event. In this episode, we have an interview with Bomber Bash, where him and I just go back and forth talking about 2018 with GORUCK. A lot has happened over the past year, lots of new events, lots of new products. And it was just kind of fun to chat over the holiday season and reminisce with him about what's happened since the year started. I kept it light in this episode. One of the things that I didn't bring up was the price increase, which I know was a major deal in September when GORUCK raised their prices. I wanted to keep this interview fun and lighthearted. And honestly, Bomber Bash isn't the person to harass about the price increase. Next time I've got Jason on, I'll probably end up talking to him about it there. I know that a couple prices have increased since that price increased. So I want to talk to someone about kind of those silent price hikes. But the style of episode I was going for here with Bomber was just something fun. Enjoy the holiday season, enjoy the new year, and just talk about all the good stuff that happened back in 2018. I only bring this up because I know when people think of 2018, that's one of the main things they think about. And I don't want you to think that I was trying to push it under the rug. I'm just saving it for the right person to talk to about it. In this episode, we talk a lot about 2018, but we also talk a little bit about 2019. Obviously, this is the first episode of 2019, which is awesome. Happy New Year. I hope your 2019 is off to a great start. Mine's personally off to a pretty crazy start. So hopefully the year slows down just a bit. There's a lot of virtual events going on right now. Registration for the Charity Challenges 1,000 Mile Challenge 2019 is still open. You can head on over to charitychallenges.org. 100% of the net proceeds to Green Beret Foundation and Team RWB. Run, walk, ruck 1,000 miles in 2019. Awesome way to start the year and good motivation throughout the year. So if you've never checked that out, or if you did 2017 and 2018, either way, it'll be a fun year. It looks like registration for the Resolution Ruck is still open. So you can head on over to the show notes or to GORUCK's Resolution Ruck 2019 page. And that's a free virtual event, 50 miles in the first 15 days of January. If you give GORUCK 3 of your friends' email addresses, then you'll get a free patch when you finish the event. Lots of great ways to start off 2019. Final announcement I want to bring up is the GORUCK Product Notifier and Stock Tracker. It's this brand new page on the website. There'll be a link in the show notes. And basically, you can sign up if you have a free All Day Ruckoff account that anyone can make and get email alerts when products that are out of stock at GORUCK come back in stock. And that's a big deal because there's just so much inventory turnover right now. It's been crazy. The Rucker was completely sold out. And as of recording this, there is one in stock for a number of different colors. So they're bringing stuff back. I don't know if it's returns. I don't know if they're just finding some spare inventory, throwing up on the site. But either way, if there's a color or a product you're looking for, sign up. Click the button to receive an email alert, and we'll send you an email as soon as it comes back in stock. It was pretty cool. I actually woke up today, and there was a response to one of those automatically sent emails from someone saying, thank you for putting this together, because they're able to find the pack and the color that they wanted. And there was actually only one of them in stock when the email went out, and they're the person who got it. So it's cool to see success stories already. It's completely free to use. Link in the show notes. You can go to alldayruckoff.com/community. And if there's a product we're not tracking right now, because we only are tracking a subset of GORUCK products, you can add a comment, let me know, and I can get an alert added for you. I hope your year is off to an awesome start, and I hope you enjoy this interview with Bomber from GORUCK. I mean, it's crazy because 2018, the Rucker 2.0 debuted. I mean, that's
for sure.
That seems like it was forever ago, but that was just back like end of January.
And I actually was like looking at stuff, and it seems like this has been a really long year. It went by quickly because I still can't believe like it's going to be Christmas in a couple of days and then the new year and then 2019. It's like flown by, but then there's been so much that's happened this year as well. Like the McAfee ones, then even folks now even getting the Coyote McAfee ones that's just crazy to me. And like all the different colors of rucks, the bullet rucks, the kids rucks, the car ones coming up in all the different colors. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I saw that the KR1's back, and there's like 5 colors that it came out in, and then 2 new colors that are on the list. And then I'm guessing that that's going to be like...
Yeah, yesterday, I did the GORUCK show or whatever. I showed the Coyote and the turquoise, the teal, since it's, I think one of our Jaguars fans up here, Kendra, is the one that chose that color. And they did that in the bullet before, but that teal and black looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was shocked at the number of bullet rucks and ruckers that came out over that whole, what was it, Black Friday week.
Oh, yeah. And then we're also seeing like a lot of folks sending their rucks in to get custom handles put on them, grommets on it. I heard SP over there this morning was hammering away installing grommets on folks' rucks. So I think that's been super cool that there's, you'll be able to customize and do some different things to your ruck that some folks have been having to go elsewhere or, to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what you're going to get when you go to a random sew shop. I've taken not GORUCK gear, but I've taken other gear over to have stuff sewn on, and sometimes you get good work and sometimes you get just the worst. And it's nice to know that, Scars will take care of it. So send it there and you know it's going to be good.
Heck yeah. I'm stoked to see them doing that, and you be able to, make the ruck yours even more than normally. So I actually had them a couple of weeks ago sew some patches on one of my GR1s for me. So that was super cool to be able to have that done instead of my sewing skills have a lot to be desired.
So do mine. They're pretty awful. I was going through the list of announcements that have been up on the All Day Ruckoff website, just seeing what kinds of things have come through. And it's just pages and pages of new stuff.
It is. It's been exciting. I'm excited for next year, too. Every once in a while, I'll get a hint of something that's coming out. And folks will ask, say like, oh, what's coming? But a lot of times I like it to be a surprise. And I don't see it like, seeing some of the new colors for the rucks. I didn't see those till Nick got them and started taking photos of them. And I was like, man, this is awesome for the ones for the bullet and for the the KR1s and all. It's just cool to see those colors come in, and I get as excited as folks do when they see them. So every once in a while they'll let me sneak one of the colors.
It's gotta be fun when those boxes show up. Brand new rucks, brand new gear, all that good stuff.
For sure, everyone gets excited, and then it was also cool just to share that with the community yesterday, a day before they came out with the teal and the Coyote ruck, and be able to show the community something that's a little bit, even though it's a day before it's launch, but just showing them, hey, this will be out tomorrow. Check it out. I saw a couple of people post on the top page that they had already made those purchases.
That's great. And the redesign of the KR1 was this year too. Just another thing that came out. I've got a video that I shot that I haven't posted up yet, but it's a comparison between the original Kid Ruck and the KR1. And there's a number of differences there, more than I realized.
There is. It's cool. We had a family stop by last week, and both of their children were under 10 years old, and they had the original Kids Ruck. And it was pretty great. They were all broken in and, looking like they have really used them and enjoy them. And so they come by just to kind of get a fitting for the ones we have now. And I didn't realize they were that much bigger. I hadn't paid attention to the differences. And also they're just, to me, a lot beefier than they were before. So they were excited to try those on and pick out the color that they wanted. And that was awesome, seeing kids getting excited about it. And also seeing those other ones that, they said they were going to pass along to some other family members, whatever, but see them just like looking worn in, like the kids had put them through a challenge. It was cool seeing that.
That is cool. And I mean, Kid Rucks, the original one came out in 8 liters and 13 liters. And those 8-liter ones are, that's pretty tiny. Like a source bladder is 3 liters. So it's essentially 2 source bladders and then a little bit more. So they're small. So the kid's definitely going to outgrow that. But I mean, the bag sticks around and, it's GORUCK quality. So you can gift it to another family or they can save it for their kids. That's
right. And it's pretty cool. I do see that quite a bit in the community where people like those do get shifted around when their kids outgrow them and need to move up to a ruck size. A lot of times they'll gift them to another, GRT kid, and that's pretty awesome.
That is awesome. One of the things that makes the community so great.
For sure. One of the other things I'm excited about that happened this year, and we're expanding on next year, is doing rucking divisions with third parties. Travis Manion was a fantastic partnership. We've done a couple other races. Kit and Lee and I went up to the Savannah Bridge Run. There's about 3,000 people there, and we had about 50 folks in the rucking division. Had a GORUCK tent set up. Lee was pre-weighing the rucks. I weighed them after the event. It was cool seeing a lot of GRTs and a lot of new people. It was their first rucking event to get up there and get a patch, and we've got a lot of that planned for 2019. In February, we have the cancer prevention Climb for Life. It's like 32 stories in downtown Jacksonville, and it's the first year we'll have a rucking division there with a 20-pound plate to ruck the steps, and you get a finisher's patch. And then more stuff with Travis Manion, more stuff with other races. That I'm stoked about that because it gives people another option to do an event and, participate as a rucker, and then also get a GORUCK finisher patch. And that's pretty rad to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, but it exposes a lot more people to rucking because everyone at those events will see it.
For sure.
Your typical tough starts at 9 at night, ends at 9, 10, 11 in the morning. So you only get the people who are up bright and early seeing that event. So it's really cool. It's probably really good exposure.
For sure. And February, I'll be going down to Austin for the Travis Manion event down there, and stoked to see them. We're probably going to meet up at a brewery after, have some ACRT, some good beers and stuff like that, and hang out. It's going to be a good time. It'll be cool to get down there and have that rucking division, hang out with some of the Texas folks I know. And we have a few others that are on the planning right now that we'll do across the state. So next year is going to be like year of the rucking, which is going to be awesome.
That's great. So they're letting you go out on the road again?
Yes, every once in a while. That's one for sure I know that I'm going to. Also, like, the Fort Bragg, the Joe Warner Bragg Heavy, I will be at that one. The reunion this year is going to be here in Jacksonville Beach, so we'll be hosting that. I'm super stoked about the GRT family reunion being here. We're doing a tough and a scavenger with that, and Cadre Bo's coming back to do that. So it'll be awesome. It'll be Bo and Jason leading that one, and the scavenger is going to be very extra. I'll just say that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then we also, I'm mostly proud of, we're having a Ton Tavern event. Ton Tavern is the birthplace of the Marine Corps. That location's up in Philly, and we're doing a Ton Tavern GORUCK Tough, and it'll start on November 9th and index on the 10th, which is the actual Marine Corps birthday. So I'll be going up to do that one, and, calling all Marines, but we've got people that were not in the military, got folks that were in the Army, Navy, other branches that are going to come and do that. And I'm super stoked about that. And it's a killer patch. And to me, it's like our first all Marine event. And, we're probably going to be doing like an Iwo Jima one, a couple others, but I'm super stoked about having this one on the Veterans Day weekend, which is also the birthday of the Marine Corps.
So if someone was coming up to you, Bomber, and they said, I want to travel for a couple events in 2019, see some new cities, would you recommend the GRT reunion and the Ton Tavern?
The GRT reunion above all. That one's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's a reunion. It's a homecoming for GRTs. It's one of my favorite events. And I was saying that the other day on the GORUCK show. What I do, I'm kind of on a cycle about I'll do the reunion every other year. So one, I'll participate, then the next one I'll cover it with live feeds and hang out with the GRTs and do more of that. So I've enjoyed doing that because it gets me, to be able to participate and then also kind of show folks what's going on and talk about it and also mess with people while they're doing the event. And yeah, definitely just because I am a Marine, I'd love to see a ton of people up there and have that just blown out of the water. I want the Ton Tavern event to really do well. So that one's I cannot remember the date of the reunion. I think it's April or May. I can pull that up. And then November 9th and 10th in Philly in 2019 will be the Ton Tavern event.
Very nice. I pulled it up. It's April 27th.
April 27th, yeah. So that'll be great. I mean, it'll be a party and it's here. We got plenty of Budweiser at HQ. It's going to be a lot of fun. And man, I know you've been here. It's a cool spot where we're at. We're close to the beach, 4 blocks from the beach, close to all the bars, close to all the restaurants. It's, a laid back town, and it's a lot of fun. And then plus being able to do an event for a lot of folks that are new to GORUCK, just have an opportunity to do an event with Bo is pretty cool.
So this is called the GRT reunion. For those who are listening and who have never done a GORUCK event, can they show up to this? Can this be their first event?
Yeah, man, that's what's cool too, because the ones that I have been to, there is a pretty high percentage of people, but it's their first event. And so everyone is welcome to come to it. To me, it's a great inaugural event to jump into if you want to travel to your first event and do one that's going to be a lot of fun. The reunion is going to be it. And we're, I'm not sure what the food is. After the event, we'll have food, have catering here. And then I have been tasked with handling the after party. So there will be a couple of the beach bars that we will be going to. And I think that's pretty cool that I get to be in charge of that part of it.
So we know it's in good hands.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have fun. It's going to be awesome.
That's great. I'm really hoping to make it down for it. I think that would be a ton of fun. Maybe bring some of the podcasting gear and do something down there in the champagne room.
That would be fantastic. That would be awesome.
I think so. And then I can day drink and run the podcast.
Exactly. And I'm task heavy today, trying to get some stuff done before the weekend. So this is one, I think, the few times that I've talked to you and I've not popped open a beer.
Bomber is busy. That means everyone must be busy, right?
Man, yes, we're slammed. And that's what, I'll forget sometimes. I was talking to my mom the other evening. She's like, why are y'all so busy? And GORUCK is kind of an online retail business, and I forget that. Now, I've worked retail in the past, but I don't. It doesn't. It has a totally different vibe to it. But this time of the year, man, it's all hands on deck. It's super busy and super fun, and it's a lot of fun up here at Christmas time.
Oh yeah. I mean, I experienced even just a subset of that with the online store for All Day Ruckoff. Sales in November and December are far higher than the rest of the year. And so there's just a whole lot more emails, more questions, more packing, more shipping, more everything.
That's right. Everyone's getting their good deals on and enjoying the sales and getting in that gift-giving spirit.
Yeah. So have you seen the Heritage GR1 in person?
I have, man. It's pretty rad. It's an awesome looking ruck, and to me it falls in line with there's a lot of the wax canvas rucks out there. Last year when I went down to Austin for the family reunion or the GRT reunion, I took a couple of days to stay with my daughter and son-in-law. And one of the places I wanted to check out was the Filson store that they opened down there. And man, they have some great wax canvas gear. And it's cool, to see GORUCK evolving and offer gear like that. That's the most expensive ruck that we've ever made. It's really nice. Just the canvas has a great, my deal is that's one of those that's going to look better and better with age. The more you use it and the leather starts getting a little bit of patina to it, the cracks that you get in waxed canvas goods. And I've worn some before. I've taken, Carhartt jackets before and used otter wax on them and made them look like that. It's some really cool material and has just a different feel to it. And I know there was a couple of people out there that I saw that, kind of collect GORUCK bags, or folks that wanted something that was a little bit, different, or something that they could use in a professional environment, and it meets that. It's my hope that we also do, I'd love to see one in like a duck canvas and one in like a Ranger green canvas would be great, or an olive drab canvas with some brown leather on it. I think that one would do really well.
That would be amazing. And yeah, Filson, they're based out of Seattle. I've gone by their headquarters a number of times. Actually, now that I say that, the Filson, their home store was, I think, 3 blocks away from where the GORUCK distribution center was in downtown Seattle.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's this whole industrial area down there, which is now filled with a bunch of breweries. But there's a number of pretty cool stores down there.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I like I'm stoked when we come out with new and different stuff and all. So it was pretty cool in the GORUCK show. I got to read some of the roasting that was going on as we get with new products, and that's pretty funny about us, venturing into that type of ruck. But man, that's what I like to see. I like to see us do stuff that's different and continue to grow the brand, and do things that aren't our normal GORUCkery is to say.
Absolutely. And it's always, I always chuckle when people say GORUCK's a gear company, a backpack company. Why are they venturing into this other territory? Because I remember back in 2011, 2010 even, when I was signing up for my first event, when GORUCK wasn't really an anything company. And people were saying, who's this company getting into backpacks? And
exactly,
everyone's got to start somewhere. And so they started there, and 7 years later, they're considered a solid backpack company. So there's, who's to say that in probably less time than that, because of how growth works, that, be known for much more.
Definitely. And that's what I look forward to see what else, Jason comes up with, and the guys that do our, the group that does all our design and works on new product does a fantastic job. Our marketing department does great. They, I think GORUCK is best at telling stories, and there's a lot of the gear that the story behind it makes the gear even cooler.
Yeah, I can definitely get on board with that. That's one of the things that that whole storytelling aspect, and I mean that's really key, because anyone can release a product, but I think the way that GORUCK explains their products is really nice.
Most definitely.
So 2018 saw the second year of Constellation, and it also saw Expedition and Immersion come out.
Yeah.
There have been calendar events for 2019 for Constellation, but I haven't seen anything for Expedition and Immersion yet. Can you comment on if those are coming back, or?
I honestly have been so slammed lately with Rug Club stuff, and I've got that on my list of questions to find out. Even before, because this has come up before, a lot of times with events, they'll post, all like the highlight stuff during the first year to get us, and the best practice is for say if you go and do an event in Dallas, when you complete that, you get an email and say like, hey, this event's happening next year at the same date in 2019. Or if you do one in 2019 and then a year out in 2020, you're like, hey, we're doing this event here before. We restructured all the events, not doing like we did a lot of the ones like the Valentine's Day and the zombie one and stuff like that. So Jason's vision was to bring everything back and doing it more, we're a military-based company, a special forces-based company with special forces, values, special forces background, and to do more of the events like my Ton Tavern event with the Marine Corps, the Horse Soldier event, the Extortion 17s, the Battle of the Bulge. I think we'll see some more events that are historical as well, like the Go Rev events that are more leaning towards the military. With that, I don't actually know the planning or the process is going to be for those events like immersion and the expedition and all, but I don't look for them to go away. I just look for there to be less of them and some travel involved to be able to go to those. And I look for them to be, a better package, maybe some longer hours. I'm not really sure, but I don't think that they're just going away for forever.
That makes sense. I mean, they're very, very unique events, and I think the location plays a huge factor in how they turn out. So I can definitely see that. Like Ascent can only be offered in about a handful of places, and it's only in Colorado because of the requirements of it. So that makes total sense.
For sure. And also look for, I always like to let people know, we'll do custom events for you. If someone, wants to do a custom immersion or a custom expedition, we've done those before. Hit me up at bomber@goruck.com and I'll help you figure that out.
That's good to know. For some reason, I thought the custom series was limited to events that are on the calendar, but that's great to hear that if there's a group that wants a custom immersion or a custom whatever, email Bomber.
For sure. Heck yeah, hit me up. I'll hit you up with the pricing for it. With those custom events, it's cool. You can request certain cadre. Sometimes that doesn't happen just because of the cadre schedule and all, and we'll work with you on. There's more homework on your side to do it for the custom events, but there's folks that, hey, I want an event in my area. It's a smaller market, or they want to do one that they have, certain parameters, or it be more team building based, or learning different skill sets. That's really cool about us being able to do the custom events for folks.
What's the smallest custom event you've ever run? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Usually, just due to the cost, it's usually around 15 to 20 people. I did one before I left Louisiana, the Bomber Bash Custom, and we had 37 people at the light there. There's a GRT that's formed a Ruck Club over in Scotland, and he just did half of his down payment to secure the date, August 31st in Edinburgh, Scotland. Next year, we'll be doing a tough there. So we're working on him with the, design for the patch and all the name of it and all the good stuff. So we'll be having that event built for him soon, and he's, hopeful to have it blown out of the water.
That'd be awesome. I was wondering if there's anyone sick enough to throw down for like a one-person pre-selection custom.
Exactly. We joked about that before, that have someone that's going to do that for a pre-selection, have a couple of cadre come and just to kind of get a taste of it.
I mean, because those were on the calendar. You ran events years ago, and I think a couple of them were on the calendar for 2018, but might have gotten canceled. But I mean, there have been pre-selection events.
Most definitely.
So not only did 2018 see like all these new packs, Expedition, Ascent, but the Star Course made its debut as well.
For sure. I hate that I forgot that one. I was fortunate enough, I went up to DC to the first one. Man, that was a hard event. I remember at 4:30 in the morning, seeing Jason and Blaine and them on the canal, and rain's coming down just sideways. It's cold, miserable, wet. And I mean, Jason never complains. I never hear him complain about aching or hurting or anything. And I'm like, hey, Jason, how's it going? And he just looked at me and goes, my hip flexors hurt. And he just walked off. And I was like, damn, I've never heard him complain at all. And then, finished the star course and everything and did that. It was a great event, and those have done really well. I attempted one here in Jack's Beach. Only got 36 miles in, but I'm going to finish the rest of my miles. My partner, Ryan Peters, went on. He picked up the pace and knocked it down to like a 15-minute miles after he dropped me off. But I'd look for the star courses to be doing really well. And then we have the 50-miler, the Resolution event that's coming up in January for 2019 from the 1st to the 15th that I think is going to be really cool. It's an opportunity for people to get a free patch. The only payment you'll do for that is we want you to give us 3 emails of your friends so we can invite them to do it. But I'll look forward to that. So I look for more star courses in different areas and more events like that where we throw out some patches out there for giving you tasks to do that involve rucking, I'm stoked about that.
Yeah, star course is no joke. It's
that, and there's a lot. It's like I can, I'll say it since I did it, but I saw a ton of people at the beginning of the one in DC that I was like, oh, they're very ill prepared. And man, the week before mine, I didn't, and a couple of
you were
weeks
sick,
before
right,
that,
Bomber?
Yeah, I was sick. I hadn't been drinking. Was feeling,
Well,
really
there's your
sick for a couple
problem.
days.
You cut out the alcohol.
Yeah,
Maybe that's why you were sick.
That's what I saw Blaine, and he come up and hugged me after he had finished or whatever, and he was like, he goes, "Hey man, I think you shouldn't have cut out the drinking like that. I think that affected you."
Good old Blaine.
Heck yeah.
Talked to him a couple months ago after selection. Sounds like he's doing pretty good. It's good to catch up with him.
Man, he is. He was just a super, super nice guy. He's an awesome dude. I like seeing him at our events and when he's up here. And every time I see him, I give that guy just a huge hug, man.
Is he going to be out there for reunion, do you think?
I would assume so. I need to message him and see if he's going to make it up here. I'd love for him to do it and hang out.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's just one more reason to show up in Jack's for reunion, to hang out with Blaine. Possibly.
Heck yeah. Possibly, yes. We'll just commit and say he's going to be here.
There we go. Blaine, see you in Jacksonville.
Yeah, we'll have to call him out.
Let's see, what else happened this year? The Bullet was re-released, like version 3 of it now, the Bullet 10 liter, with the awesome padded handle, finally.
Exactly. I've got one of the first versions in Woodland that has the dual compartments in it, the 10 liter. And that's what I use it a lot when I mountain bike. It works really great for that. And I've also used it because my MacBook will, fit in it. It's a great rug. And I'm stoked to see that they put the padded handle and did some stuff. The 15 liter Bullet coming back is cool as well. That one's had, they've done some improvements on them that are just, fantastic. I'm actually looking at one of the ones right now that's the black multi-cam with a Coyote, and it's a good looking day pack.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got like you said, one of the originals with the 2 pockets. I've got one of the version 2s, which was that single pocket, but with the strap handle. Then got one of the version 3s that's got that single pocket and that awesome padded handle. Yeah, those are great packs. I'm glad they're back, and I think it's awesome you guys are doing the whole like run of the mill colors, like everything.
Yeah, and I like seeing that too, and I think it's cool to do that. Is for us to have these different color runs and smaller numbers and give people an option and for them to kind of, have a ruck that's more their own than the traditional, black or Coyote. that's pretty cool. And then also some of the gear our apparel that we've had, like the waffle top, has been done really well, and we're going to have more and more of those. I would love to see us do like some heavier rucking gear for the folks that are doing them in the winter. And I hope we have something heavier before I do the Ton Tavern event in November in Philadelphia, because man, I just don't care for cold.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest questions is what do you wear during a winter GORUCK event? And they were called the heavy pants, but now they're called the midweight. The midweight pants are awesome.
For sure.
Those things they're just heavy enough to stay warm. I wore them during a November GORUCK Tough out here in Seattle, so weather was cold. I think it dipped to mid 30s in the night, but my legs were warm.
That is awesome to hear. It is great because I remember posting pictures of a GORUCK event I did, and one in December, one in February in Louisiana, and we were like in short sleeve shirts, and people were like going, "When was this, in the summer?" And I'm like, "No, it's right now." And it was pretty cold. It was like 72 degrees.
I wish that was pretty cold for us.
Oh yeah. I know, even moving down here to Jack's Beach, I've become even less a fan of the cold. It is just not fun. And then I see JRTs that are rucking in the snow and doing events in the snow, and I'm like, how do you do it? Especially, we've gotten a couple of ruck clubs up in Canada that have posted some photos. It's pretty amazing that they get out there when it's that much snow and that cold and are still rucking.
Yeah, it definitely takes some drive to do that, because it's really easy to say, nope, I'm going to sit on the couch and not go out there.
Heck yeah. It's very easy to say that.
So what are your thoughts on the upgrade to the Rucker? Not only to 2.0, but adding the bottom handle. Are you a fan of the bottom handle, or do you dislike it? I
like it. I'm always honest with y'all. I always use my GR1 to ruck, my 26 liter. That's what I use as my event bag. And I've been eyeing the Rucker. Kid actually bought one, and he loves it. We do the Team RWB rucks out of here every month, among other events that we go to. And he wanted one to just specifically, dedicate to rucking. I'm still rocking my GR1. We've got a lot of good feedback on having that bottom handle, for people doing overhead, stuff. And I've even modified, like I put carabiners with a strap on there or whatever to have a handle on mine. But I think the direction is going fantastic. And also with it having the plate carrier where you can have the plate actually higher in the ruck, to get it as high as possible is awesome. And I think there's going to be some, more refinements as we go on with the Rucker. And, to me, it's the best ruck we have for rucking. If you're getting out to ruck to get healthy to do events, then the Rucker's the one to snatch up.
Yeah. I've used the Rucker for probably ever since I got it back when they were released. I've been using them at events. And it wasn't until this November Tough that I switched back to the 26 liter GR1 because I needed that extra space for extra socks and all that good stuff, because I had no clue if we're going to be getting wet or not. And when it's mid 30s, you definitely want something dry to put on afterwards.
Most definitely, you do, for sure. So
knock on wood that the 25 liter Rucker will be back in stock sometime.
That's exactly right. And I look for that, with some of those, stuff just gets blown up. It's crazy to me when I watch some of the things where, I'll post and go, well, hey, this is live. And then in a couple of days, I don't know where there's none. So the team, I think, is really doing a great job, our logistics folks and CSR and everything, keeping stuff in stock and in rotation. And sometimes I think we're all shocked at how quick some of the stuff goes, especially some of the different colored rucks where they're like, super quick. Those roll out of the door. Those, the teal and black, bullet rucks went so very quickly. And I think a lot of those went to Florida folks that are Jaguars fans. So, and then some of those that color, instead of calling them actual colors, I was like, oh, that's the Dallas Cowboy ruck. That's the Denver Bronco ruck. And, it was just kind of, putting them, associating them with sports teams was kind of funny.
So how did you come up with the names for those colors? Because some of them have pretty interesting names.
Kendra in marketing does a lot of that. And she's been one of the folks, her among a few others people, but has come up with the color schemes and doing that. And she's done a fantastic job.
I'd agree with that. Thank you, Kendra, if you listen to this.
Yeah, Kendra's awesome. She does a great job of that, especially with some of the names, like especially for the kids' rucks, some of the names that they come up for those were really cool.
Yeah. I just can't wait to see what additional colors come out for those.
For sure. Also, I did want to mention this real quick. Back to the event stuff. We are going to be at the Baton Death March again this year. And it'll be Kit, Lee, and myself, and we'll actually have our tent set up, have a ton of gear on display for people to look like that, like we did last year. And then the three of us are going to be on a team that will be rucking the full course. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's a great partnership we've had, and I'm stoked that we're going to be back there again this year.
That'll be great. And that seems like, you were mentioning a little bit ago that 2019 is going to be a huge year for partnering with races and with other event companies. And I mean, the Baton Death March just seems like a cornerstone pillar on that whole plan.
Even like, my deal is like, I want people to get out and ruck. And even if there isn't a GORUCK event in your area, that's why we're working with the third party brands to get rucking divisions and more people doing it. Again, locally, I did probably half a dozen 5Ks, 10 milers, half marathons for our rucked here. We've done, like we even set up our tent. We have the Keep Jacks beach clean organization here does beach cleanup. We set up the tent and had some rucks up there, and then like had a ton of the local GRTs and HQ people that showed up that actually wore their rucks with plates and then picked up trash on the beach. So just doing cool stuff like that to me is great, because it also allows folks that, they're training for their tough or want to get a, patch for something else. It gives an opportunity to ruck with people in a different environment than what a normal, lighter, tough or heavy is.
And the lights, the toughs, the heavies, you go to the page. I mean, there's some scary pictures on there if someone's new to this whole thing. So just those fun rucks, getting out and doing something. I mean, that's a great way to introduce people and, show them that they're not going to die, that they will come home after this. This isn't, the worst thing in the world.
That is one of my favorite things, because I knew that I had the same look on my face as when I go and do events and there's like the new people there and the look on their face when they're getting, thrashed or whatever. And it is fun watching how they're like, what the hell have I gotten myself into? And then, you see them at the end, they're like, oh, I don't think I'd ever do this again. And then next thing you know, I see them at another event or several other events after. And it's like when we talked about, and I was like, when I did my first event, I was like, this is just stupid. I will never do this again. And then within a week, I'd signed up for another event, another tough. So it gets you, but it is fun watching people do that.
Yeah. I mean, after my first event, I said never again. I think I've told this story a couple of times, but I signed up with a friend and my friend didn't do the event. And I was having a beer with him a day or two after. And he's like, so I know I bailed on the event. Are we going to do another one when it comes through? And I said, absolutely not. I said, you can go do that. I'm done. And then less than a week later, I'm, my arm, like I can still barely move my arm. So I'm trying to like get the mouse going so I can go to goruck.com and figure out, or I think back then even it was like goruckchallenge.com, figure out where the next event was.
Oh yeah. I've done that too. Like I see that a lot too, or whatever. I've heard people, they'll tell me stories about like they're supposed to do it with someone and they didn't show up, and they, pressure them to finally do one. And it's, they're like, I don't think I'm going to do another one. But then, okay, I'm not only going to do another one, I'm going to do several other ones.
Got to get them in the door once.
That's exactly right.
So looking back at 2018, I've got a couple questions here for you, Bomber, to answer.
Yes, sir.
What was the best beer you had in 2018?
The best beer?
The best beer. And that could be the best tasting beer or the best location that you had a beer. I'm very curious.
I will say it would be the best beers, plural, was in Austin when we were at the Zolker Brewing, kind of having a pre-Ruckoff. And I got there kind of early as a community manager, wanted to be there first, but there were still other GRTs that beat me there. But having Jason showing up, Nick showing up, my daughter's son-in-law, her best friend showed up, all these GRTs, like having Datoma, tons of people from all over coming there. That to me had to be the best beer of beers, is like hanging out with those folks and drinking there and just having a good time before the event the next day. And, seeing all the people that are my friends and meeting people that I hadn't before, that would have to be the best of 2018.
That sounds like it. That's a great list of people, awesome people to drink with.
For sure. And it's cool too, man. I had like two of my best friends from Shreveport came. They're both GRTs that I had, have talked them into doing GORUCK events, which at first they were like, there's no way I'm going to do that. And now they do them regularly. And, just having those people there and having, beers with them, talk about events, catching up, that had to be the best.
Yeah. And I mean, not only was it good company, but you're at a brewery, so I'm guessing the actual beer was pretty good too.
Oh yeah, definitely. They have some good brews there.
Next up is your favorite piece of gear that GORUCK released in 2018.
Let me think about that. I would probably say the bullets with the new colors. I think that was the first of like the colors you don't normally see to come out. And I was excited that we were all ooh and ah when Nick gets in the samples to do the photos with. And so the different color palettes of the bullets, that was probably my favorite.
Did you know those colors were coming, or did the box just show up?
No, they just showed up and I saw them. I can go and ask, hey, what's coming out, and they'll tell me. But a lot of times I like it to be a surprise. So seeing those was really cool. And then of course the boots were a huge, huge deal up here because Jason had put so much work to them. And then the travel that him and Paul Litchfield and Rich did with Andy documenting that in Vietnam and kind of telling the story of why, to me, that was the best story of 2018. But just seeing those new colors and that come out and seeing them for the first time was really cool.
Yeah, I bet. And that story got picked up by a number of other websites too, which was pretty cool.
Oh, for sure.
So has Litch come back down to HQ and took you up on the offer from the GORUCK show?
He has not. I think he is coming down in, we have every year in January, we have a GORUCK field day, where we go out. Last year we did like a scavenger that was a lot of fun, had dinner. And then the next day we kind of it's one of the few days that GORUCK kind of like shuts down. We have just a workshop where we talk about, what's going to go in GORUCK and what the future is in each department, kind of tells what they had going on the year before and what they have planned for 2019. And we're doing it this year and actually going to do a firearms day, and super stoked about that. And it's, something it's a great team building for us to kind of get out of office and do something that's fun together. And I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure he's going to be down for that. So I like Paul a lot, man. He is such a nice guy. Actually, Cleve pinged me over the weekend. He did the Sandy Hook Memorial Ruck and was like, dude, this guy is awesome. I loved him. I'm like, man, everybody likes Paul that meets him. So it's him and Jason Shealy were up there, and a ton of other new GRTs, but that was a really cool event, and he said it was great to see him.
Yeah, I'd love to run into him sometime. I've got plans to reach out and have him on the podcast sometime. It'd be great to chat with Paul.
Oh, for sure. He's amazing. The old Lich. Big fan of PBR.
That's what I hear. Lich's favorite beer is PBR. Fact.
That's right.
So looking forward to 2019, briefly mentioned the Resolution Ruck. But just to reiterate that's 50 miles within the first 15 days of 2019. You sign up
yes, sir.
at GORUCK.com. I'll have a link in the show notes. You give GORUCK the email addresses of 3 of your favorite friends.
That's correct.
GORUCK will send them like a welcome packet email with how to ruck, I'm guessing, and how not to be terrified of rucking.
That's right.
And then you put in 50 miles in those 15 days, and GORUCK will send you a patch?
That's absolutely correct.
It's a good deal.
That is, and I'm stoked about that. It's a good thing to get people on the the rucking bandwagon and to have them, especially folks that want to earn their first patch and do it for free. That's really cool.
Absolutely. And I mean, everyone has those friends, right, that say they're going to do an event but haven't done an event, and it's 1 year's gone by, 2 years gone by, 3 years have gone by. There's someone
that's exactly right.
I'm thinking of in particular who listens to this podcast. So you know who you are. I'm going to shove your email in that. Probably I'll use his email 3 times. I think he has 3 different emails. I'll just throw them all in there so that...
There you go. Bombard him with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like the rocket launcher of GORUCK email marketing will hit his inboxes, and it'll be hopefully the gentle shove that he needs for 2019.
For sure. I know a ton of us up here are doing it. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, why not? I mean, free patch, start the year off right.
It will be great. And I know I can do the 50 miles in 15 days. I mean, that's, if you look at it and just break it down a couple of, it's easy to do.
It's a good number. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
I think it's going to do really well. I think, no one's confirmed that, but I believe we're going to do some more stuff like that. It's similar to like for the Ruck Clubs, we have the Ruck Club, call out for tasks that they're giving during a month. We have 200 patches that we give away for, like ruck with a cooler, do a heavy ruck, do a large group ruck. I think we're going to be getting more patches to give away to the Ruck Clubs when we do that this year for the Ruck Club call out. And I think we're probably going to do a few more of these where you are eligible to get a patch by doing a task that Jason comes up with.
So how do you feel about that? Because I'm guessing you're going to be the ones mailing these out.
I like it. It's great. I wish, my only way is I wish that we could give everyone a patch. That would be fantastic. But we're limited to 200 right now. So I'm like, hey, get in there and do it. But I want people to do it more, not to get the patch, but more to do out there. Like we had a community service one. Like you shouldn't be doing it for the patch. You should be doing it because you want to. For Christmas, it was the Christmas caroling one. And a couple of people were like, hey, are all the patches gone? If they're gone, we're not going to do it. I'm like, well, don't do that. That's the wrong idea. Get out there and get your holiday cheer on. Sing for folks, have a good time, and hang out with each other. And if you get the patch, cool. But if not, the memory's greater than the patch.
Absolutely. And it was so fun to see all those videos, people rocking around with their kids. They had Christmas lights like wrapped around their packs. It was awesome.
Oh, for sure. We had there were some great pictures from the Singapore Ruck Club. They did a fantastic job of decorating their rucks and lighting them up. And I've seen a lot of other ones that did that. And it was fun.
That was a new addition for 2018 too, right? All the Ruck Club callouts?
That was, most certainly.
Gosh, I almost missed that one. I swear, GORUCK gets exponentially busier every single year.
For sure.
So you've been there for a few years now. I think your first weekend was the weekend that I was down there for that Team RWB workshop.
For Team RWB, yeah. And I think that was like end of September, 1st of October.
Yeah.
I had moved down there that Thursday, got in like at 0:30 with my dogs, and my moving pod didn't get in, I think, for another week. So I was like camping out on the floor. But come in Friday, said hey to everyone, and did the get my electricity turned on, all that. And then Saturday, come saw y'all, and we had the luau with Team RWB. And then Monday was my first official day. So I'm 2 years and 2 months, I guess, up here. It's gone by quick, man. When Emily sent me a message, it's like, happy 2-year anniversary, Bomber. And I was like, what's she talking about? And then I was like, good Lord.
Yeah, time flies. But then, you look back over those 2 years and so much has happened.
Oh, for sure.
Have you noticed since you started there, do you think GORUCK taking on more projects as the time progresses? Because it sure seems like, at least from my side, watching what's going on, that they just get busier and busier and busier.
And adding more people to the team too, like marketing's grown, having Scars move down here. Like right now, we're at 2 different locations. We're finally all going to be in the same building. Scars is moving to the other end of the building, and we'll all be under one roof again, which is going to be cool. That'll be sometime in January, I think the first week when everyone's back together again. But just like outgrowing this location, having Scars move in here, having to lease another spot, and just I'll look at, the folks that we've hired, LCSR's grown. Up until last year, I worked under the business development team, and there wasn't a business development. And it's cool. We handle the Ruck Clubs, bulk sales, custom events, partnerships with people. And it's really cool to see how, it's like when I say, I've talked to Jason about this. People think when they come up here that it's like a frat party and we're, playing beer pong and drinking all day. And they'll get in here and see that everyone's working and busy and all. And I'll have GRTs that come in and they're almost whispering. They're like, hey, what's going on? How's it going? Can I hang out? And I'm like, yeah, you can talk in normal voice. Would you like a beer? So come on, sit over here. Tell me where you're from. What are you doing? Or, I'll see GRTs that I know. But it's cool, that part of it, to see how much it's grown, and then having stuff like the boots and the apparel and, the new Heritage Ruck and stuff like that I never thought, when GORUCK first started, I never thought, well, hey, we're going to be making boots. That was just never thought about that. And then having the Coyote ones come out this same year for the holidays and people showing that they posted them. It's cool. And I look forward to see, what else Jason comes up with for gear, events, apparel. I'm excited about that.
Me too. And I figured once GORUCK got into apparel that it would probably be only a matter of time before they got to boots, but I was shocked that they came so quick. It was 2018 was the release of their women's line as well as the boots. I thought there would definitely be a year between that, but nope. But then you hear the story, and it turns out Jason's been working on that for 4 years. So
exactly,
a lot of stuff on the back burner that's finally coming out.
There is, and it's cool that I get I told you there's a lot of that I am privy to. That I'm okay, cool, this is awesome. But then there's a lot of it that I'm so involved working with the Ruck Clubs and with the community that me seeing new gear being developed and what they're coming out with is secondary to me because I'm so busy with that. And then when I see it, it's oh, cool. Yesterday, being able to show the unboxing of my boots and the 2 new colors in the kids' ruck was cool because people, get to see that I'm excited about it because it's the first time I'm seeing it as well.
That's great. And I mean, you're so focused on the here and the now, like you said, with Ruck Clubs and what's going on this month that I mean, you can't be looking too far ahead. So that makes it fun.
Oh, for sure. Definitely it does. And like I was, seeing the new colors and Kendra doing such a fantastic job of the new colors of Rucks was really awesome and was exciting to see those come in.
So do you have any New Year's resolutions? Anything planned for 2019 that you definitely want to get done?
I mean, I would just like to see, the Ruck Clubs grow, the community grow, more people doing GORUCK events and, bringing more people into GORUCK and doing that. That's kind of like my, that's my resolution, is to have the community get larger and better. And also taking, still engaging with the community and being real with them. That's a huge deal to me as well.
I like it. And you're probably the perfect person for that because, I mean, you're pretty real, Bomber.
I try to be. I enjoy talking a lot. I like meeting GRTs when they come in and hanging out with them. The rule here is like, and sometimes I'll break it. Before 1500, it's coffee. After 1500, it's beer. But if someone comes in at 2:00 and it's like, hey, I got a 6-pack of this beer from Connecticut, I'm like, well, we might as well sample one of those to make sure it's okay. But hanging out, I look forward this year. I'm still kind of nailing down my travel schedule. I know I'll be at the Joe Warner, and I know I'll be in Austin and then at the Baton Death March. So I look forward to seeing GRTs there. And if anyone doesn't know, on the SCARS page for the events, I make events for everything that there's going to be HQ representation at. And then that's also where we post all the events locally, like the Stair Climb and Team RWB. So I've actually had a guy, Travis Mann, his wife reached out to me. He's a GRT that is getting deployed. And they're spending Christmas here at Jacksonville Beach. His parents are from here. And she's like, I would love, if y'all can, I would love for him to ruck with the people at HQ. So everyone's pretty busy during Christmas. A few people are going to be out traveling. Lee's back home in OKC visiting his family. So on January 2nd at 5:00, we're going to hang out here for a while with him and then do a 3-mile ruck to see Travis off for his deployment. And that's one of the things that it's local that happens, that a lot of GRTs don't know about, but that's super cool to me. I shared it with our local rucking groups and with, the local Team RWB. And, I hope we get a lot of folks that come and do a couple of miles with him and have some beers after and just, let him know we appreciate his sacrifice and his family's sacrifice and that, he's going to be deployed for a while and we're going to give him a GORUCK send-off. That's my favorite part of the GORUCK stuff, is doing that kind of interaction with the community.
So if someone's going to be traveling into Jacksonville anytime during the year, they should probably hit up the GORUCK SCARS page in advance and see what's going on.
Definitely. And, I tell folks there's sometimes where we do have stuff going on or we're, busy. If folks ever want to visit HQ, I do recommend they hit up team@goruck.com. 9 times out of 10, they'll hit me up, or they can hit me up at bomber@goruck.com just to make sure that there's, we don't have something going on or meetings and all.
Field day.
And if they want to see what we're doing locally, most definitely check out the SCARS event page, because that shows what all the local events we do. Like when we do our brew ruck here, do the beach cleanups and stuff like that. And we've got a couple of Howard Stearns, a GRT from up in the Carolinas, and there's been a couple of times he's rolled down. JJ Lee, some of the guys up there that are F3 guys have come. Folks from other clubs in Florida or folks that have been in town and taken advantage of doing that. But that's kind of where we post what we're doing locally. And then we'll do events with a lot of the local ruck clubs or have them meet us as well. And it's a lot of fun.
I mean, getting the community together, there's nothing better than that.
For sure.
So year in review, looking forward, is there anything that we missed that you can think of from 2018 or anything else that you're excited about for 2019?
I think I think we covered about everything in 2018. And in 2019, I look forward to us having more relationships with like doing third party, having rucking events with, with different 5Ks, half marathons, full marathons, and other events. I'm super stoked for that, and the ability for people in, custom patches at those events just for getting out there and rucking it in lieu of running. And just look forward to working with the ruck clubs and doing those, doing the events here. I guess my two main things I'm excited about for 2019 are the GRT reunion, and it's probably be the same answer every year at that one. And then also the Ton Tavern one, having the first event celebrating the Marine Corps birthday is a really huge deal to Marines. We have our Marine Corps ball. We do the cake cutting ceremony for the youngest Marine and the oldest Marine, share a piece of cake, in which it represents passing on the traditions from the new to the old and the old to the new. I'm really excited about that event.
Yeah, both of those should be amazing, without a doubt. I was excited to see Ton Tavern added because I'd heard about it on the GORUCK show, how excited you were for it then.
That's one thing that that's one of the few things I've been, harping on since I've been here. I'm like, we need a Ton Tavern event. We need a Ton Tavern. And that's Veterans Day is a huge weekend here anyway, because we have so many of the Veterans Day events. And I'm like, hey, let's do this. That's a huge weekend for Marines, and the only place to do it is in Philly and have it indexed at the location of Ton Tavern.
2019 is going to be a big year. I'm excited.
It is. I am as well. And it's so close. We're not that far away.
And Bomber, is there anything else that you want to talk about while I got you here?
Man, I guess that's all I got. I should have had a beer. I probably flow a little bit better with a beer in me.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking that it'd be, for the last episode of the year, it'd be fun to crack a beer. But then I realized that I'd be drinking at 8 a.m.
Exactly.
And that might not be the best way to start the day. Or maybe it would be the best day.
Yeah, it could go either way.
You don't know till you find out, and that's definitely a gamble.
Well, man, I do want to get it. We do appreciate you and all you do to spread Go Ruck and rucking. And it's been an honor, and especially doing your anniversary podcast and, being on your show so many times. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And we appreciate you and what you do for the community.
Well, thank you, Bomber. Thank you. Every now and then I wonder if I'm overdoing it when I release something, like with the GORUCK cadre tracker or something else, and then I'll usually get an email from someone at GORUCK.
No, I think that's awesome. I think it is great.
It's always fun to hear from you guys when the dev team reaches out and says, how are you getting that? It's a good time.
It is pretty awesome.
Well, I appreciate you, Bomber, and I was thinking through on who I wanted to have on to talk about, just kind of reminisce about 2018, talk about what's happening in 2019. And I wrote down a list of people, and I was thinking that you'd be the perfect one for that, because community manager, that's what we're doing here. It's all about the community, and what better person to have on.
Like I always say, man, the best part of GORUCK is the people. And I believe that. And I hope when people meet me that they can tell I practice what I preach.
I got it when I met you the first time, and you were probably a little bit stressed about that shipping container with your pod not showing up for another week, trying to get the power on. And you had just moved, starting a brand new job. You had a lot going on, and I still got that from you then. So
that's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, that was a long week. Riding with 4 dogs from Louisiana to Florida was rough.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that when I was down there that weekend. So you, Louisiana with 4 dogs to Florida, you're trying to figure out how to get your power on. Shipping the pod's not showing up for another week, and you still had a smile on your face at the party.
Heck yeah. Stoked to hang out with y'all.
That's Bomber. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much again for I know you guys are super busy down there at this time of year. So thank you so much for taking all this time to chat. I truly appreciate you, Bomber, and your time. Thank you, man.
No worries, man. It's always an honor. And dude, I hope you have a wonderful holiday and a fantastic new year.
Thank you so much for listening to the All Day Ruckoff podcast. I really hope you enjoyed this interview with Bomber. It was great connecting with him again. It's always fun talking to people over there. I know they had a crazy busy holiday season, and so I'm really thankful that they were able to take some time to chat with me. If you're curious about anything we talked about during the show, you can head on over to the show notes at alldayruckoff.com/podcast/episode-082. I hope your year is off to an awesome start. If you want to push yourself in 2019, hit up charitychallenges.org for that 1,000-mile challenge. And just remember to get out there, ruck, and start 2019 off right. Thank you so much for the support. And don't forget, attitude is everything. Keep yours positive and drink hard, ruck harder.